Good morning, good afternoon, and today we will be speaking about DeepSeek, ChatGPT, and how businesses can survive in the AI-driven SEO disruption. SEO is ever-changing market, and AI-driven search has really shown that it's shaking up the world right now. Tools like DeepSeek, Grok, ChatGPT are reshaping how search engines find, rank, and show information right now. So to stay ahead, as businesses, you need to stay ahead in your data, get smart insights, and be flexible with your strategies as they are always changing. So ranking tools can help you keep up with that, and we'll dive into more details into how you can prepare yourself better later today. So it's me. I'm your host today. My name is Oleg. I'm the sales development lead at SE Ranking. So you might have heard from me or some of my teammates in the past. I specialize in outbound strategies, so not really related to SEO, but also work on engaging with our customers in a personalized way. But yeah, we are not here to talk about me. And let's actually meet our experts for today. Please meet Svitlana. She's our amazing content team lead at SE Ranking, and uh, I'm excited to have you today, Svitlana. Can you please tell the amazing people who join us today more about yourself?
Sure, thanks, Alex. Thanks for having me today. So, yeah, I'm leading the content team at SE Ranking. I keep an eye on all the content my amazing team creates, support the people behind that content. And one of my major goals is to actually keep our blog afloat amidst all the industry turbulence. Normally, I stay behind the scenes, but today our educational manager, Valeria, somehow lured me into this gig. I don't know how this happened. She didn't even promise me cookies or anything. But anyway, here I am with you today. So, yeah, give me some slack, please, once we get to the good part.
Don't worry, she did the same to me, so I guess we're in the same boat.
Yeah.
And yeah, and Kopan, she's not the last one who our webinar manager tricked into it. Please meet our SEO specialist, Olena. Uh,
Hi
I've known her
everyone.
for quite a few days, and yeah, Olena, please tell us and the people more about what you do at this ranking.
Sure. So I'm an SEO specialist here at this ranking, but in general, I am in online marketing since 2016, and since 2022, as a part of our amazing SEO team, I'm ensuring our organic growth and assisting developing a ranking platform. Also, I make sure that nothing important in the industry passes by you, our community, and the S-ranking team as a manager of SEO News Digest. That's it.
Uh,
Thank you
yeah,
for
thank you a
having me.
lot. Yeah, I'm keeping up with the SEO industry probably mostly because of Olena's insights, and yeah, she'll share some of them with you today. Before we actually
That's
get
sweet.
topic, yeah, I wanted to tell you a bit more about SEO Ranking and what we do. We are a powerful SEO platform that provides data tools designed for digital agencies, SEO professional businesses, and everyone who wants to grow their visibility on the internet. During the last 10 years, we've been building up our platform based on what actually professionals need, and thanks to that we've received some great acclaim. On the screen you can see our recent awards from the G2, and for me as a salesperson, it's great to see that we are valued across different markets and different type of clients. Doesn't matter if you're a small business or represent an enterprise. So here we are, finally at the agenda. Today we have quite a big topic to uncover. The presentation itself should probably take around 40 to 50 minutes, and we'll begin with discussing DeepSeek, what's true about it, what's a bit of a hype. Then we'll switch to ChatGPT and how it concurs this search right now. switching over to Google Search Trends for this year? And should we even optimize the AI engines? Is there sufficient enough to start doing that? Then we'll go over the AI chatbots and how they are similar to traditional search, how you can measure the impact of AI disruption, and of course, we'll touch on what's what should you prioritize, actually, the generative engine optimization or the SEO that we all know about. Of course, in the end, our experts will share some tips and tricks about AI search optimization, and we'll obviously wrap it up with a Q&A session. So I highly encourage you to leave your comments and questions in the chat. We'll be trying to cover them on the spot, but we'll definitely get to them during the Q&A session. So yeah, that's basically it. We will be sending you all the replay of the webinar and all the links that and as well as the presentation. So right now, I ask you to stay tuned, sit back, and soak up all the information we have prepared for you. That about covers my part. So Svitlana, Olena, please take it away.
Okay, so I'll start today. Finally, let's get started. We have a lot to cover. And first, let's take a bird's eye view on the on the AI search engines market, with OpenAI being the biggest player, which is currently valued at $340 billion, which is a huge jump from just $29 billion back in early 2023. This was when ChatGPT was publicly launched. So the AI market is still new, it's evolving, it's changing rapidly, and there's room for competition. So basically, a software developer can come up with some groundbreaking, cutting-edge technology, get all over the news overnight, get millions of users just weeks after its launch, and to be honest, the technology behind the product doesn't even need to be that cutting edge or groundbreaking, which is proved by the cases of DeepSec and Grok. And now let's take a deeper look into DeepSec success, why everybody got so obsessed with this tool. So it got 20 million daily active users in just 21st days after its launch. It ranked #1 in the App Store across 157 countries, including the US. And it dethroned ChatGPT, which used to occupy that sweet spot. And the major reason behind this is probably the cost of development of DeepSec, which was just slightly above $5.5 million, compared to $6 billion OpenAI invested into the ChatGPT's infrastructure. So that really is a huge difference, which caught everybody's attention. And the first feedback we saw online promised that DeepSec offers impressive capabilities on par with what ChatGPT's GPT-o1 model offered. Everybody wanted to give it a try. They did. DeepSec received its millions of users really, really fast. And because of the affordable development, DeepSec was able to provide affordable API access, which opened up a lot of opportunities for software developers and other businesses that relied on AI models data on large scale. So there was a case, there were red flags from the get-go. And one of them was major data leak. A cloud security firm spotted it in the early days of DeepSec. And then, of course, censorship issues due to DeepSec's Chinese origins. Our team, the ranking team, ran a manual study in February. We looked into how DeepSec, ChatGPT, and Google AI reviews answered 40 queries we selected. Those were from Your Money or Your Life topics. And we discovered that DeepSec actually had the lowest objectivity score among the analyzed tools. And also, quite expectedly, it refused to generate responses to certain politically sensitive topics. Now, this was back then in January, 2 months ago, but 2 months later, where we are today. And first, let's take a look at the chart at the left. which shows how various technical brands achieved the milestone of first 100 million users. And at the bottom of this chart, we see Netflix with 18 years. If you got a bit confused, let me give a disclaimer here. It was first a DVD rental company before it evolved in the Netflix we all love today. Then in the middle, we have Facebook with for 2.5 years. And at the top is ChatGPT, which managed to get its first 100 million users is just under 2 months. Which was super impressive. And now we're 2 months after DeepSec was launched. And the question is it there yet? And we have the answer, it's not. I checked Google Play and it says DeepSec currently has 10 million downloads, which is nowhere close to 100 million. Then we can go to the App Store. App Store's top 100 free apps rating. I first checked it on the 13th of March, and back then DeepSec was ranked number 18. Now, Olena is here with us. Maybe you have any thoughts on where it might be today?
I don't know. Taking into account that the hype around it has calmed down, so probably, I don't know, somewhere around 19th position or lower.
Lower, actually, it's not even there.
Oh.
It's not anymore in the App Store's top 100. And by the way, Grok3 is currently ranked number 65, but its position is also dropping day by day. So this is basically all I want to say about DeepSec, guys. And let me sum it up with a quote from a great article on Grok3 by Victor Schmidt-Busch from my team. Go check it out on our blog. So the AI space race is ramping up. Each one is the best at something until it's not. And hopefully this answers the question you might have, like whether you need to closely follow all the new players in the AI engines niche when they appear, and they'll keep appearing, and start optimizing for those engines. But what about ChatGPT? And here we have a study by Spark Toro, a fresh one from just last week, which says Google search is still 373 times bigger than ChatGPT search. Here they did really great job comparing apples to apples. And so in this direct comparison, we have 14 billion searches, which Google serves daily versus 37.5 million prompts from ChatGPT. As probably all of you know, not all the prompts people enter into ChatGPT are search like comparable to what people do in traditional search. Actually, the majority of prompts, they are asking for aid with programming, with creative writing, stuff like that. And what Spark Toro did is they compared searches with behavior in ChatGPT that has similar intent as Google search. Now, our team, this ranking team, we also conducted a study back in January this year, and we looked into the amount of traffic traditional search engines sent to the website on average, and AI engines and their referral traffic, which they sent to the websites. And the chart shows that the amount of referral traffic from AI engines keeps growing. It's actually growing rapidly, exponential, I would say, for ChatGPT at least. Since August 2024, this is when GPT search was launched. And still, in spite of this rapid growth, the collective amount of traffic websites get from AI engines, and here I mean all AI engines, ChatGPT, Perplexity, Gemini, Bing's Copilot, Claude. So it all accounts for less than 1% of traffic a website gets. So AI engine search in general is still pretty small. So this brings us a question, should we keep focusing entirely at Google? Should we ignore AI engines? And the answer is not really. And here, let's look at Google search trends, what's happening in Google. And definitely, this is when AI reviews come into the picture. Currently, Google AI reviews serve over 1 billion people worldwide across more than 100 countries. They are not yet officially present in Europe, but they were spotted already in Germany, Spain, the Netherlands, and then in many other countries as well. And it looks like it won't take long until Google actually launches AI reviews officially in Europe. As of November 2024, around 90% of all searches triggered AI reviews. This is data from our last AI reviews research. Throughout 2024, we conducted a series of researches looking into the number of, the share of AI reviews in the SERPs. We analyzed over 100,000 queries for that. And you can see from the chart that the number reached its peak in November 2024 by the end of the year. And the numbers were comparable to those of January 2024, when AI reviews were still in beta, and we named them HGs, or Generative Experience. Now, another important thing to take into account is average CTR. We all expected that when AI reviews go live, users will get their answers, quite extensive answers to their requests rapidly right in the SERPs, and they won't really need to click the blue links beneath AI reviews. And this is truly what's happening, and it is proved by a recent study by Advanced Web Rankings. So they found out that for queries that contain words like what, when, where, how, the 4 top-ranking websites that rank for these queries, they received 7.3% less clicks, so their CTR dropped quite significantly. And the last alarming stat I have here is that in 2024, 60% of Google searches ended in 0-click, and that's a huge increase from just 26% back in 2022. So yeah, this all is quite alarming, and I feel the pain my colleague Olena feels as I share these stats. Maybe, Olena, you have some thoughts you want to share immediately.
Yeah, it's indeed hard time for publishers, and on top of that stats that you've shared, Svitlana, we haven't included it in the presentation because I've just found out about it, but Google was caught red-handed in replacing links to websites, to publishers by links to their own search results. So even when users want to click, they can't go to a website, and they go directly to another Google search. So yeah.
Oh, yeah, this is new information for me, and it's mind-blowing. Needs some time to process it, actually. Yeah, actually, it's a shared pain with Olena, the traffic that no longer goes to the website. As I mentioned, I'm in charge of the ranking blog, and it also suffered traffic loss. And actually, 16 of our blog pages lost 58 to 16% of traffic, mostly to AI reviews and AI engines. And yeah, those were top of the funnel articles. So now whenever someone is wondering what reference dummies are or why keyword stuffing is a bad thing, then they no longer land on our websites or other websites. Well, not all of them, but many of them. They just read what AI reviews offers or what ChatGPT and other chatbot offer, and that's it. So yeah, now I mentioned we lost traffic to AI engines, and you might be puzzled as before, like 5 minutes before I mentioned AI engines are actually too small just yet to grab a big slice of a pie of traffic from the websites. But everything is not that straightforward, and like our favorite SEO thing is it depends. Now, let me share with you a couple of reasons why you actually should optimize for AI engines and why it's a good idea right now. And the first one is that demographics matters. And the Spectre study I cited earlier that says Google still processes 300 times more searches. So it doesn't take into account industry specifics, demographics, other subtle nuances. And depending on who your audience is, they actually may be using AI engines differently. For example, if your audience is from younger generation, they're tech savvy, then they're probably using ChatGPT and other AI chatbots way more often than an average user. Then another thing is that those people who do use AI chatbots actively, for them, ChatGPT and the likes are the new blogs. In the past, people used to click like Google, click the blue links and get the information they need. But now they get it from the chatbots. And another story, another research from Sparktor found out that actually 12% of all the ChatGPT use cases account for professional education. So what people in the past used to do on your website, they now do, like some people who do use chat bots with those chatbots. And one more fact, a positive one, finally, is that if you do get some traffic from the chatbots, it'll be really, really good one. The stats below, they're not based on some massive research. They're from our personal experience, but you can still use them as benchmarks, I guess. So in our experience, informational traffic from AI engines converts 23% better, and commercial traffic converts 300% better, which is awesome. So if this topic was bigger, like it's still pretty small. That's true. And research also found out that the behavior of these users who come to your website from AI engines, AI chatbots, it's really great. It's way better than average. They stay on pages longer. They interact with those pages. They click to other pages, explore your website. So basically, they did all the exploration, all the preparatory work in the AI engines, and then they come to your website really motivated. So those are great users. And I know that was a lot of stats and facts I shared, maybe a bit overwhelming and hard to process. And you may have more questions than answers at this point. So I'll pass it on to my colleague, Olena, who will hopefully answer those questions you have, and you'll be able to build some action plan.
Thank you. And yeah, here we come up with the main question for today. What on earth should we do with our websites? Because to sum up what Svitlana said, from the one part, AI brings many opportunities. From another side, AI really hurts. But the good news is that there is a solution for that, and that SEO isn't going anywhere, it's just getting transformed. But the main point that we need to remember is that lazy, or let's say overused approaches don't work. What I mean here is writing an article which has already been written by other websites for about thousands of times, or relying solely on SEO while having a mediocre quality of content. And when you hope to get on top just by over optimizing it, not anymore. And what we need to do instead is to make a website as a digital reflection of our real, first-hand, unique experience, and just support it with SEO best practices. Let's take a look to understand our further steps, what AI engines and classic ones have in common. And both of them strive to meet user intent with the maximum precision. And here AI engines come even with some advantage, because they are not only tuned to understand the natural language better, but given that the user provides them more context, they can precisely understand what searchers want. Also, both search engines, both types of search engines, they mostly rely on well-known and reputable sources. They just eager to highlight to find first and then highlight some unique knowledge or newly emerged trends. And of course, as we're talking about tech stuff, any search engine needs bots for crawling, and it analyzes and ranks sources using algorithms. So we already seen it everywhere, right? We've already seen it somewhere, sorry, right? And does it mean that from this point we can just proceed with our regular SEO routine? Not exactly. Because while classic search engines, they try to give us some guidance, at least, or hints on what we should do with our websites. And like for AI search engines, we don't have any of that. We need just to discover it by experimenting and searching on our own. And there is still many questions on how to measure our performance on AI engines. So I'm proposing you to dive deeper exactly in that topic. So how can we understand the impact of AI on our niche and on our traffic? And by the way, here you can see a sneak peek into SERPing AI rank tracker, which can be helpful for you in this endeavors. But what I'm going to propose you is a bit more comprehensive approach. So what we can do for now is just take the data from AI results tracker, support it with data from a regular rank tracker, let's say it's rankings tool or any other Google Search Console, and then we merge it into one document. But here is a quick note, because first it's better to have at least 1 month of data for that, to have enough of it for comparison and like for analysis. And the second thing is that in Google Search Console, the data can be anonymized when you apply filters and so on. So just keep that in mind. And here we have an example of how this result table might look like. You can adjust it, of course, you can have your own approach. And maybe you'll need some additional columns and data filters, like you are free to optimize it. And I believe you'll soon be able to check a more detailed guide on it on our blog. So that is a thing concerning rankings. But what about traffic and Google Analytics? And in GA4, Google doesn't provide any default report or measure to track AI traffic for now, but we can create our own custom report. For this, we go to the exploration section and just apply a regex filter. You can see the example of that regex on the screen, but you are free once again to add or remove any source based on your needs. And then you have a traffic report like you have for any other organic referral, whatever sources, and you'll be able to work with it. But here's another note comes. because like here we can see only visits when a user clicked on your link. We still don't know how many times we've been shown or our brand was mentioned on search results. So we are working on that, and there definitely will be solutions, but for now it's just a note for you to keep in mind.
And now let me...
Yeah, we are on to another step, and Svitlana.
Yeah, I'll cover this one. Step 2, once you have all the data which you can analyze and get at least approximate understanding on how much your exact website was affected, whether you lost some traffic to AI reviews, how much traffic you already get from LLMs. Now you can use these data points to choose your area of focus, as your resources are probably not limitless. You can do everything at once and you'll have to choose wisely. So to make the choice, I suggest you ask yourself a simple question. If my site gets cited in AI reviews or by AI chatbots, what's in it for me? What do I expect to get out of it? Do I expect to get brand awareness, better visibility? Do I want some clicks and to claim back some traffic I lost to AI disruption of the industry? Now, once you have those answers for yourself, you probably have a couple scenarios to follow, and let's explore them a bit more. So your first option would be to focus on traditional search. And yes, we do have AI reviews here in Google, but there are still searches not affected by AI reviews. You can find those queries, for example, using our competitive research tool. You can create new content for those queries, optimize them, like do everything you did before. And your blue link may get in the top positions, you'll get your traffic, etc. Another thing you can do is cover some specific topics where AI reviews and AI chatbots, they do have answers, but those answers offer too generic information. They are not quite useful and they do not satisfy user intent. So if you see this and you understand you can do a better job, you have some unique insights, you have what to offer to the users to satisfy that intent, then definitely go for it, as users will try AIOs, they'll try ChatGPT, they won't get what they need, and they'll resort to their basic state of things, Google, and they may find your website, and again, things will work for you kind of the old way. And one of my biggest advices is to, in any case, avoid investing your resources into creating generic top-of-the-funnel content, because if there are already hundreds, if not thousands, of articles covering the topic, and they're pretty good ones, yes, they may be not perfect. They may miss, like top-ranking articles may miss some information, some angles. You might have a little something to add, but then AI reviews, AI engines, they can also do just that. They combine information from different sources, different angles, provide user with a short, handy summary. And if AI engines can do this pretty well, then you don't need to do this on your site, because it won't take you anywhere in the long run. Now, another option, another scenario you can follow is prioritizing AI search. And here, if you decide to do so, I advise you to get started with your existing content, which you already have. You might have lost some of your traffic to AI engines. So why not optimize this existing content for LLMs? It will take some of your time, but not as much as creating something from scratch. And once you optimize your content, it can get cited more often. Probably you won't get too many clicks, but those you will get, those users you will get coming to your site, they will be good ones. Another thing to do here is to work on your brand's AI visibility, working both with your own site and resorting to digital PR. And What I mean here is those queries when a user enters a prompt or keywords and gets a list of recommendations of certain tools or products, and you surely want your tool or product to be on that list. So to make that happen, you need to make sure your website has the information LLMs need to feature your product, that you communicate your tools, products value properly, and that also other websites, preferably authoritative ones, do also just that. And again, if you decide to focus for some time on AI optimization, please still avoid creating generic top of the funnel content and optimizing it for LLMs. It's still not a good way to go. And finally, you can try mix and match both approaches. It could be tricky as it will require a lot of effort and resources on your end, but depending on where you are today, on the amount of resources you have, you might be able to do just that. So good luck. You can do it. And here I pass it on to Olena, who will finally get into the nitty-gritty of how you can actually optimize your site for AI engines.
For sure. Thank you, Svitlana. So Google says that for being able to qualify for their AI search results, like AI overviews or newly released AI mode, you can just follow their general search essential guidance, but there are for sure some tactics, some strategies that can help you get featured more efficiently in AI search results. So let's take a look at them. First of all, as I said, traditional SEO has gone nowhere. It's still there. And it's not just because AI search engines and classic ones cover similar user needs. It's basically because they are often built on the same infrastructure, because Google's AI overviews or AI mode, it definitely uses Google's index. And as we know, ChatGPT or Perplexity uses Bing's search index. So everything that will help you get promoted in a regular search result will definitely help you with AI endeavors as well. Then, as Svitlana said, content must be your top priority, and we need to make it in-depth prompts that users are sending to chatbots or generative AI. They are usually very specific, so covering multiple specific topics from different angles increases your chances of getting sites there, and so does higher readability and scannability of your pieces, because during our own experiments as well, we've noticed that content that has good readability scores, it's cited more effectively. And don't forget to update content, but of course, not just for the sake of having like a new date on your page, but when it's needed, indeed, when something has changed related to a topic, and like new data, stats, your own insights, because everything of that signals of relevance and freshness of the content, and search engines love that enormously. Our next point is showcasing expertise both for your entire website, your articles, your authors, and work on your brand credibility as well. Because websites that link to and get mentions from other reputable sources, the search engines tend to perceive them as trustable. And Yeah, as Google has been telling us for ages, and it is true, it is a primary for SEOs and everybody who is running their own websites, that we should focus on credibility and double EAT. Here we come with the brand awareness. So AI engines, they tend to mention popular brands, not only authoritative, but popular brands first in results and more often. And as we said that all search engines are built on crawlers and they use algorithms to work it on. So we need to ensure the accessibility for the AI bots, because especially at the first time when AI started emerging, many websites closed in robots. They closed their websites to AI bots or to anything that is not Google or Bing, for example. So if you want to get shown, please recheck that, recheck your configuration, recheck your robots.txt. And another important thing to mention here is that unlike Google bots, AI bots, they cannot handle JavaScript for now. So if your website is built on JavaScript magic or uses that for rendering your website, make sure to review technology if that's possible, or consider some measures so the search engines can see your content and what's important, and that they can have access to it. And here we come to even more fascinating part of optimizing for AI, and I'm inviting Svitlana here.
It's actually just a small tip, like a fun thing you can try yourself. So if you want to rank in AI engines, you can actually let AI engines help you do just that. You can ask them how they arrive to a certain conclusion. So just go basically to ChatGPT or any search engine, ask them to recommend you tools or products which are relevant to your brand, and then add phrase something like explain your reasoning step by step, or it could be worded differently, but the essence is to ask chatbot to explain how it came to a certain conclusion. And what they'll do, they list some criteria, they'll explain their choice, and it may give you some hints on what you can fix on your website with your product to get featured. It might list your competitors and not mention your product. And in that case, you can once again ask why your competitors are there and your product isn't. And once again, asking it to explain how the chatbot came to this conclusion. And there you'll get a list of something. Those might be some actual problems your product has, which you want to fix to get featured. Or those might be some non-existent problems or something that was fixed ages ago, but the problem is that chatbots just don't know that because you didn't communicate it properly through your own website and through other authoritative, popular websites available out there. So once again, digital PR is your best friend here to make sure the way chatbots, the way the internet, basically whole internet sees your brand is aligned with how you want users to perceive your brand. That's just a small tip, fun one to play around with. And
What a great.
Yeah, it's a good one. Giving the floor back to Olena.
Is AI a curse or a blessing for us? Because we cannot make AI and any generative search engines give us our traffic back, but we can find new sources, we can adapt, we can learn how to work with them and master new approaches. And SEO still there, it has just evolved. That's it from our side. And now I believe we are ready to your questions.
Yeah, whoa, there was a lot of a lot of different new things for a new guy from the side about AI. Yeah, I didn't think it was that deep, but yeah, guys, we will be sharing the presentation and the recording with you afterwards. So yeah, and now it's time for your questions. First question is from Jordan. He asks, does the new trend suggest that commercial intent queries are unaffected by the introduction of AI to search?
I can get it if you don't mind, Olena.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah, they are affected for sure, just not maybe to that extent as informational queries, as definitely the majority of AI reviews out there are for informational queries, moreover for more like long tail keywords, which somehow mirror prompts users use in chatbots. You will see AI reviews for commercial queries as well, but they're not that frequent just yet. But yeah, Google provides product recommendations and we'll get there eventually. It's just kind of smaller yet.
Thank you, Svitlana. Next question is from Sarah. She's asking, isn't it too soon to hire someone to rewrite our website for LLM's SEO? Isn't this all still new? Svitlana, Olena?
Yeah. I'm just thinking on that. Actually, I don't think there are some particular scenarios that would be just for LLMs that could work for these search engines and not for another, because LLM and regular search engine, they are related heavily. But what we should strive to is to improve the quality of our content, its comprehensiveness, and it will be, yeah, indeed a good practice. If you think that you might need another person for that, why not? But yeah, as I said, there's like some dedicated tricks just for LLMs. You should strive for the general improvement, the more comprehensive approach.
I can add
Got
a
it.
few words maybe
Sure.
here that, like both LLMs and Google, they all love nice, fresh, factual, well-structured content, especially well-structured content with all the bullet points and FAQs and proper age structure of the headings, things like that. So like doing that might help you get into LLM's replies, into AI reviews, but also may improve your regular rankings. And right, AI search is still kind of small, but AI reviews are not that small anymore. So, but again, as we discussed in the presentation, it all depends on your industry, your target audience, on the many things, and you can't do everything at once. So you just need to set your priorities and stick to those and follow some strategy.
Great. Okay, so let's go to the next question from Amanda. She's asking, how can we measure and analyze the effectiveness of our SEO strategies when AI-driven search tools increasingly personalize results for users?
A very quick thoughts from me. Maybe Olena will then add more things. So that's true, especially true, I believe, for AI chatbots, where everything is increasingly personalized. And honestly, you cannot optimize. With AI engines, it's overall a bit different because we don't have like a list of target keywords, a couple of dozens of target keywords. We have endless prompts, really long one, which can change. So the essence here is more like how you want AI engines to perceive your brand, what they have in their database, and then have this good quality, well-structured content for them to cite if you want them to cite your informational content and invest your resources there. With the AI reviews, I guess, yeah, we're still in the somewhat early stage. It's still volatile. One day AI overviews are there, the other day they are not in that very SERP, and it may differ for different people. There is personalization, but so is the regular search. Like we also have personalization in the regular Google search, but we're still optimized for certain keywords and kind of uses non-personalized SERPs available in the tracking tools as our barometer, like as something we will look at and use as a benchmark. So I would probably handle it that way.
Yeah, I would like to add that AI-driven search tools are indeed personalizing the results heavily, and we cannot just preview all the possible options that user could look for, but we can continue tracking our main targets and to observe how the performance on them has changed, and maybe somewhat do somewhat of the reverse engineering and try to see trends there.
Thank you for your insights. And another question we got is from Ellie. A recent article mentioned that authoritative sites get better search results from AI. What does it mean for smaller companies who don't have a relationship with those authoritative sites?
Mm-hmm. It's a good one, and yeah, search AI search and the regular one, they tend to highlight more reputable sites, but if we cannot compete in our domain power, let's say, in our website authoritativeness, we can compete in the data uniqueness and provide some unique data, so we are found by those long tail requests and start getting in front of the eyes of users, covering more precise queries, and the competition is not that high.
Makes sense. Okay, a couple of more questions from our viewers. The question from Mia: how should link building evolve to remain effective in the age of AI?
It's more an SEO scene, but again, like a short comment from me, based on what I saw recently. There was this research by Gross Memo, which mentioned that actually when it comes to AI engine, there is no direct correlation between backlinks and domain authority and all those traditionally important SEO metrics, and getting mentioned more often by LLMs. So basically, LLMs don't care that much about backlinks, but what they care about is PR links, like which authoritative media websites mention your brand. So this is happening already, I guess, and maybe it'll get even bigger. Link building transforming into more like digital PR work and making sure you not just get a backlink, but you get a valuable mention of your brand, of your content piece, of your of a person behind your product. Yeah, PR is a key right now.
We actually got another question from Hernan on the similar topic. He asked, can AI optimization be considered a strategy for backlink generation? Could AI eventually surpass the impact of backlinks in SEO in general?
That's a good one. I've never thought from that perspective. To be honest, I don't know whether it will surpass the impact of backlinks, but it will be definitely a worth try strategy, because as we see how Google tries to keep users inside its own products, and possibly it's not AI that is that scary, but Google's try to monopolize the market, and AI search engines will probably be a more fair space for getting leads from, and get some benefits for your domain and your business. But the question is great. Yeah, I'll think on it. I will research on it. Thank you.
Yeah, maybe I'm wrong here, but I guess Ernan mentioned like citations from LLMs. Can they considered be backlinks? And as far as I know, not quite. Like backlinks, which Google relies on in its traditional algorithms. So I guess those are still like two different things. But maybe it's just how I perceived it.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, we are running out of time. So last thing I wanted to mention is one of our viewers, Arthur, made some statements in the chat. First of them is flat basic information architecture equals low SERP. Do you agree with?
I guess let's read the second part because it complements the first one. Rich topical clustering and interlinking means winning the SERP, and I personally absolutely agree with that. Yeah, like good internal linking, covering a topic from different angles, having content clusters on your website. It's works well for Google, and it definitely works well for LLMs as well, as they want answers to some super specific user questions based on the super long prompts. And the better you cover the topic from all the possible angles, if you have this whole content clusters around the topic, the greater your chances are of getting featured.
Great. And
yeah.
we also got one follow-up question for the Alice question. Did you say the smaller companies must focus on long tail keywords to help compete with the authoritative site?
Let's not say that we should focus entirely on long tail keywords, but my main point here is that we need to look for areas where we can compete for the traffic and where we still can get in front of the eyes of users. And if that's not a strong domain yet, then probably we should look for more narrow user requests or more narrow areas in our own experience that we can share and that would be useful to users and that people could come for them.
Makes sense. And how often do you do LLMs observe LLMs are recrawling websites to update their data?
I don't have the exact numbers just yet, but I do remember there was this research back in January which said LLMs are still like dozens times less active their crawlers than Google. So they do recrawl, but not that much and not that
Or
often.
just make sure. So how often do we observe LLMs are recrawling the data for the websites?
Yeah, we haven't analyzed that question precisely, but we can share only the industry observation, as Svitlana said. But what we see as an emerging trend now is that people are even adding, like we have robots.txt, and they are adding LLMs.txt to their websites. So even if they visit the websites not that often, in the future, I believe it will emerge and we'll see them more like regular bots at the same level approximately.
Good. I think this will be it for our Q&A session. Before we say our goodbyes, I have a few couple of outro slides that I would like to for you to accompany me through. First of all, I'd like to invite you, those who aren't using SE ranking just yet, to our extended trial. Here, if you use the QR code to sign up, you'll get an extended access to our platform that will be bigger than a regular trial. So yeah, be sure to check it out. And while doing that, I also recommend you use your business email to sign up, because you'll be getting a lot more benefits from the trial this way, and it will also be easier for us to provide you with even more value on your company. So basically, help us and help yourself. Also, we've got a great community that you can join using the QR code. There, you will be able to find your peers in the SEO space to talk different search algorithms, features, even win some raffles from SEO ranking. And yeah, we'll be really happy to see you there. Um, if you are you're always looking for somewhere to study and get new knowledge about SEO. Um, our existing customers have access to SEO Ranking Academy, and we've been working on it for a few years already. So the courses themselves range from beginner friendly to advanced. So yeah, if you are looking to get some courses in, this is a great place to start. And finally, if you are if you are like me, you like listen to podcasts in your free time or during your commute, highly suggest you follow our do follow podcasts. Uh, During on those sessions, we speak with different SEO and marketing professionals regarding SEO marketing, search developments, and while speaking around that, they also give a lot of insightful tips. So be sure to check it out in your free time. Uh, this is basically it. Thank you a lot for joining us today for this topic. I hope that the AI situation in general got a bit clearer to you, and you are confident in how to prepare to rebuild or adjust your SEO strategy for this year. And yeah, make sure to follow us on our social medias wherever you go the most. We are on LinkedIn, Facebook, X, or Twitter. And also, if you want to dig into more webinars that we've had in the past, make sure to go to our YouTube channel, because all of the replays are stored there. Also, as my colleagues mentioned, we have a lot of researches around AI overviews and generally on AI technologies. Some exciting ones are coming in a few weeks, so you can also check out our blog for that. And yeah, I hope you have a great day ahead of you, and thanks for joining us again. Bye, guys.
Thanks everyone for being here.